So it just goes to show, guys, at one point in my life I was very, very heavily involved with traditional fundamentalist Christianity for the first better part 20 odd years of my life, sort of thing. You know. So anyway, what I want to do, guys, I want to begin reading from the book of Acts. I don't quite know how I'm going to go through this yet, how long it's going to take, but I want to do it from this version of the Bible. It's going to be a beautiful, easy read sort of thing. And I am not going to present anything officially orthodox in my approach here, sort of thing, okay? What I'm going to do, and I'm going to pick this up and start it now, I'm going to do it fresh, reading the book of Acts with this version of the Bible, and do it fresh because I haven't touched this for years and decades, guys. So I might come across things now that I may have once read, may have once been aware of, they come to me fresh now, and I want to have that experience with you as I'm reading the materials on it. But what I want to do, guys, I want to give you my thoughts and my feelings and my impressions of what I'm reading. Okay, this is the whole purpose of this, to help you see this material from a whole different perspective from what you may have ever experienced before, sort of thing. Hopefully it's going to be enriching, hopefully it's going to be nurturing and all the rest of it, and you'll come away with a whole different perspective on the book of Acts, the early Yeshua movement and all the rest of it. I will be interjecting along with what is recorded in the Bible, other stuff that I'm aware of that I've seen online, alternative information about how the Yeshua movement began and all the rest of the various sects of it and so on and so forth. I will probably interject that sort of thing as well. Let's check the timer again now, guys. So I'm going to have the clue up here now, guys. So that's one thing I want to do. Very, very quickly toss in there now as well. I also have here, guys, I may at some point do some reading from this as well. Now, this is the Bible designed to be read as living literature. Right, guys? And I don't know if I got this secondhand somewhere now or how it came. I've had this for quite some time as well, actually. And I think this is, again, sort of like another paraphrase or whatever. It's not like strict like translations or whatever. The only thing with this one, guys, it is in the King James Version, but they don't have the old English wording sort of thing. But this, like, it's very, the way, you see, it's like, it's not even divided up the way that the Bible is normally divided up with it's just like, the books are just all put like story form, basically, guys. The Psalms are, I mean, very extremely easy to read and all the rest of it sort of thing. So I may read some stuff from this as well over time, guys. But again, it's not with the intention of getting all Christianized and all the rest of it sort of thing, and pushing Christian dogma and all that sort of stuff, guys. Because I mean, it's not my thing anymore now, anyway. But it's just to go through this material and hopefully present it in a more fresh perspective, about things. Just bits of material like I showed in there, guys. But this little track here, guys. I got a little track here. I think I'm going to clue off for now with reading this to you, sort of thing. So I told you before, guys, that my whole entire life has been sort of, in one way or another, sort of Jesus/Yeshua based. And by that I mean that from the very, very earliest years, guys, I was exposed to the life of this individual, okay? And it began with my grandmother when I was no more than 4 or 5, somewhere between 4 and 6 years of age. When we'd go and visit our grandmother, she would read a little bit from the Bible. She would tell us stories about Jesus and all the rest of it, sort of thing. And so from about 4, 5, 6, somewhere thereabouts, right up to this point in my life, guys, I'm now 61 years of age, okay? This individual has been in my life, a part of my life, on the sort of on the fringes of my life, and like it's just he's been there my entire life, my entire conscious, aware life. So when I'm online and I got people preaching at me all the time, you know, like if they only knew the person that they're preaching to and the backstory behind the person that if they only knew, guys, you know, they would only take the time to go on to my channel and check out some of the videos I've already published and so on, that, you know, rather than sit there and just so absent-mindedly, just in my mind very unspiritually, preach their dogma at me and all the rest of it sort of thing. You know, like they would realize the senselessness, the pointlessness of doing that sort of thing, because they're talking to someone that's been so immersed in this entire life, my whole entire life, guys, my entire life. So it was in my late teens, early 20s, I began to move away from the official dogma that I was born into, and tried to discover all the alternative possibilities as to how this movement started and who this individual was and what his true actual message was and all the rest of it. And I'm still doing that to this day, sort of thing. But anyway, I have a little track here, guys, a little postcard actually. And it basically, it sums up, I think, this is why I've held on to it for ages. I've had this forever, actually. It basically sums up what I think the true Christian message is, Yeshua's true, actual, original message. I'm just going to read this to you here now. Now, it's from 1 Corinthians. It's 1 Corinthians 13, 1 to 7, and verse 13, I guess that's what I got worded there. And those of you who know the Bible really well, you probably, it's called the love chapter. And so, so yeah, so I'm just going to read this to you now, and just if I got a moment to share my thoughts on it, whatever. But this here, guys, okay, first, Yeshua was the living manifestation of Jewish Torah, okay, in the sense that he encapsulated everything that Torah and the law was about, and that's recorded in books of the Bible as well, the New Testament and all the rest of the sort of thing. He had this deep understanding of what the whole of the law was about, sort of thing, and he summed it up in one basic little simple little doctrine, sort of thing. This little card here, guys, in one sense, this encompasses the whole of Jewish Torah, on this one little card here, okay? It really does. What it's all about. So, so anyway, it says the greatest is love. Okay, so it says, you guys, this is not new to you. Many of you have probably read this many times over. What if I could speak all the languages of humans and of angels? I get emotional anyway. Don't mind me, guys. If I did not love others, I would be nothing more than a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. What if I could prophesy and understand all secrets and have all knowledge? And what if I had faith that was able to move mountains? I would be nothing unless I loved others. What if I gave away all that I owned and let myself be burned alive, even? Can't imagine a much more horrible death, guys. I would gain nothing unless I loved others. Love is kind and patient. It's never jealous. It's never boastful. It's never proud. It's never rude. Love isn't selfish or quick-tempered. It doesn't keep a record of wrongs that others do. Love rejoices in the truth, but not in evil. Love is always supportive, loyal, hopeful, and trusting. For now, there are faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these three is love. This is Yeshua summed up, guys. This is the man, his life, his message summed up in a few basic words. Just a basic concept, a basic idea, a basic ideology. But in these few words, guys, in these few concepts, societies are revolutionized. People are revolutionized. We have to return to this genesis, to this kernel of perennial supernatural truth that cuts across all religious lines, because there's no truly divinely based religion or spiritual path out there that hasn't come to this realization at one point or another, in one way or another. It is all about love. It is all about unity. It is all about compassion. Because these are the highest concepts of life. These are the transformative manifestations of life, of reality. This is how Source itself operates. So when they talk about love here, my understanding of it anyway, okay, I'm going to give you my interpretation now, my understanding of it, sort of thing. When they talk about love here, guys, and I want to believe this is something that's taken directly from Yeshua's own teachings. It's not talking about just this wishy-washy, cuddly kind of feeling. Okay, it's not talking about that. I think the Buddhists really have a good handle on love in the way that's trying to be described here, sort of thing. The deeper levels of love. It's much more, guys, a whole state of being. Okay, it's a whole state of awareness, and it's a whole state and way of being and operating and moving through life and relating to and interacting with every single solitary thing in life. Where the feeling of love obviously comes out of it. I mean, you can't not have that sense, that feeling of love and care and compassion from it. But what is missed by so many people is the deeper undercurrent of the understanding that needs to be gotten across there, sort of thing. It is about a state of being, state of mind, that you try to live in, you try to walk in, you try to be in every waking conscious moment of your life. I heard many times over growing up, talking about, being in the state of continual prayer, non-stop prayer, sort of thing. And it's like nobody can be on their knees formally praying 24/7. It's just you can't do it. So it's that is about something different as well. It's being in this state, this conscious awareness of continuously, non-stop being aware of Source and trying to be connected with Source and trying to manifest this connection with Source and with every other living thing out there, every other human being and every other being of sorts, all the other beings, non-human beings as well, that are out there that are reflections of Source in their own way. We love these things as well. We try to connect with these things as well. These elements of nature, these elements of life, sort of thing. And it's just a whole way of being, a whole state of being, sort of thing. And my understanding of the Prince of Peace always has been, that he somehow awakened to this very early on in his life. Maybe he was born with the awareness of it, I don't know. And he lived it to a manifold level, sort of thing. That all talk about it. I don't want to say I'm preaching. I don't want to preach at anybody. I'm just sharing. But I am achingly, painfully aware of the fact, guys, that I have struggled my entire life to live the very thing that I'm aware of. That the level that we should be at, we all should be at, we should strive to be at, so that we can begin to create basically heaven on earth, a divine paradise in the here and now, sort of thing. It's a struggle. It's an endless struggle, sort of thing. It's possible that we do need some interjection into our bodies, into our beings, of some higher energy force that, whether it's the Holy Spirit, whatever it is, sort of thing, that enables us to go to that next level, to be that way, sort of thing. So with all these things now, guys, I want to try to get into it once again. We're getting to like the deeper understanding, spiritual understandings of what spirituality is, the nature of it, why we should tap into it, why we should let it flow out of our lives, why we should live at a level beyond the physical, beyond the physical. That we should tap into the inner man, the inner being, the spiritual part of us, the soul energy that is eternal, that in my humble opinion, my understanding of things came about at the beginning of time, or even before time, because it's before the material parts of creation came into existence. We are true emanations of Source itself. This is a very important key part of what Yeshua tried to get across to the people of his day, and they completely misunderstood it, sort of thing. We are all emanations of Source. So we are all sons and daughters, divine being of Source itself, of God itself, sort of thing, And so he was not saying that he was the one and only Son of God. He was trying to awaken those of his time to a deeper realization that we are all divine sparks, manifestations, emanations of the first original source energy that brought all things into being. We all have that within us. We all have that connection. We are all of that essence, sort of thing. That spiritual DNA, if you want to put it that way, sort of thing. And but either they couldn't grasp that idea back in his day because the spiritual level was so low, or whatever, spiritual understanding of things was so low, or maybe a lot